Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over the first pillar which I consider to be the most important in terms of bettering your health, both mentally and physically, and that is the body. I touched on in the last episode that there were the three most important pillars in my life in terms of better health, and that was body, mind and spirit. Body, spirit and mind in that order. But today we're going to be focusing on which I consider to be the most important and the absolute best building blocks for the other two going forward into your journey. Think about it. Without this incredible vessel, this physical being we inhabit, what are we? Without our bodies, we are truly nothing. How can you build? How can you work? How can you love others and genuinely love them? Care for them if you're not even taking care of yourself at first? No matter what anyone tells you, your body is your one and only shot on this planet, and that's why you absolutely should not waste it. Now, I'm not here to preach perfection, because let's be real, who's perfect? But I do eat right at least 90% of the time, and I train at least 95% of what I schedule. Why not 100%? Because, well, life happens. And trust me, outside of a very select few, there is no influencer out there who is perfect at being perfect. It's just a social media illusion. My philosophy is simple. Love your body and treat it as if you actually love it. Don't settle for mediocre, for average, or for straight up poor. Get what you want and go get what your body deserves, truly deserves. It's capable of so much more than you might think. And here's the cool part. Your entire mind will start to change once you start prioritizing your body in the most positive way that you can imagine. You'll start to notice you'll boost the self-image of yourself. You'll be able to do more than what you originally were able to when you weren't doing anything. But most importantly, you get to see yourself through a different set of lenses and start appreciating yourself more. If you find yourself feeling upset in situations, usually it's not because you're looking at someone else and just wanting what they have. I believe deep down it's because you're not loving yourself enough to give your body the chance to be the best version it can be, not putting in the effort for it. Because here's the truth at the end of the day. You're your only competition. Do I look like Chris Bumstead? No. That's because I'm not Chris Bumstead. So I'm not going to be training to be like him. I'm going to be training to be the best version of me. Just like you shouldn't be training to be someone else. You should be training to be the best version of you. It's about what you put into your body and what effort comes out of your body. How you treat it and how you use it. That's what truly matters. I'm not perfect by a long shot, but I try my best, and that's what I can be happy about, because I know I give it my all. So what does that all look like for me, putting in my all? Well, typically I aim to work out 5 to 7 days a week. And even if life gets in the way and I can only fit in, say, 3 days, you bet those days I'm training as hard as I humanly possibly can. What is in the way becomes the way, in my opinion. My diet is strict, and people often say it's impossible to stick to, and they say that about diets in general. And I agree, in a way. My diet isn't a temporary thing, it's my lifestyle. I try new things all the time, experimenting with different foods, but I always keep them calorically strict. Why? Because I know I'm going to want to have a bit extra than I should each week. A social meal, a treat. Hell, my favorite restaurant with my favorite meal is loaded with so much cheese that it will take up my entire caloric intake in one day. There's no way around that. So I factor this in. It's a way for me not to fail, to build sustainability. Now let's talk about something a little bit more personal. I vape full time, and on social occasions I both drink and smoke. Is that a good thing for you to do? Is it a good thing for me to do? No, not by any means. But it's just showing you guys that while I'm working on myself, I can admit to not being perfect. And being honest with yourself is a way of no failure. You can't mark yourself down because you're lying to yourself about something. This is an honest addiction for me. It has been for at least 10 years now. And The addiction aside, I actually love the ritual of it. 5-minute break here, 5 minutes of peace and quiet, get to go have an excuse to go to the pub, have a social occasion with the boys. It's rituals that have been around for ages and ages and ages. Like I said, it's nothing that's good for you, nothing that's good for me. But at the end of the day, this is my journey. It's what I'm working on, what I'm working towards, at least minimizing to hopefully eventually give this one up. But we'll see how things go. And like I said, if you're being honest with yourself, you can't mark yourself down as a failure for that. Because if you lie to yourself, you've got nothing to keep track of. When you're being honest with yourself, you can see progress. Speaking of my journey at the moment, right now I am highly focused and addicted to doing Murphs. And I mean every day. Unfortunately, I injured myself at work the other day, and I haven't been able to actually do anything relating to lifting my body weight in the meantime. But I'm hoping to get back into it as soon as possible. Like I said in the last video, I injured myself. That was my foot because I wasn't used to running, and I was probably using some wrong shoes to do the running in. But this one's actually very much a physical limitation. Yeah, a bit of a setback, but it means that I'm pivoting and keeping up my cardio work. But when I do a Murph, I watch a 10 to 15 minute video on YouTube while running rather than strictly counting distance. But it's always over 1.6 kilometers or a mile for my Imperial friends. Then it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats in a 5, 10, 15 rep set respectively, and then repeat the run. I don't do this for time. I'm doing it to increase my cardio, improve my technique for basic calisthenics movements for when I switch back to that training style, and to hopefully lose some fat. Currently at about 15% body fat, but my goal is to get down to around 12 to 13%. It really boils down to this. Treat your body how you would treat the person you love the most. They're with you forever, and you should want the absolute best for them at all times. Why would you treat yourself any differently than that? There's a great quote from a Stoic philosopher, Seneca. In one of his letters that really resonates with me, he wrote, "It is a shame for man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable." Why would you want to stay where you are at mediocre? Why not push the limits that you possibly can while you're alive? Why not see what you're truly capable of? This just isn't about physical appearance. It's about potential, experience, and about living a full life. And this brings me to how the body links directly to the mind. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic, wrote, "It's a disgrace in this life when the soul surrenders first, when the body refuses to." Think about that. He's talking about how it's sad when people give up mentally when their spirit breaks, even though their body still has so much fight left. To grow your mind is crucial, but it's in tandem with the body that allows you to grow yourself to become insanely resilient. Another powerful voice from ancient philosophy, Musonius Rufus, beautifully ties these elements together. He said, "The philosopher will therefore exercise his body, for this training also is a part of philosophy, which contributes to the health of the body and strengthens the soul, preparing it to endure hardships. For what good can a man get from philosophy if he is unable to bear fatigue?" This quote really shows how the physical body and the soul or spirit work together for a shared, incredibly positive goal: to endure hardships and live a good life. The body isn't some evil prison. It's a necessary partner in our pursuit of virtue, our pursuit of becoming better. The mind and soul direct the body's training, and in return, the body's strength fortifies the soul. It is a symbiotic relationship. And finally, something from the Havamal, ancient Norse wisdom that really drives home the idea of preparedness. One should not go forth onto the road without a weapon, for it is uncertain when they will have the need of a spear on the roads without. This isn't just a literal recommendation. It's a powerful metaphor that says that we should always be ready for what life has to throw at us, and it's better to be prepared than not to be. So I've got to ask you, what would you do to be prepared for your life? What are you willing to do to be prepared for your life? So as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this. Your body is a gift. It is your vehicle for experiencing this life, for pursuing your passions, for connecting with others, and for growing into the best version of yourself. Don't neglect it. Don't just settle. Take that first step or that next step, whether it's choosing a healthier meal, getting in that workout, or just being more mindful of how you treat yourself physically. Because when you invest in your body, you're not just changing your physique, you're changing your mindset, your self-image, and ultimately your capacity to live a truly incredible life. Thanks for tuning into the video, everyone. I really hope that you've taken something away from this lesson, if you will. Let me know down in the comments anything that you got out of it. I really hope that it can help push you in your goals in life to be a better version of yourself. And in the next episode, we'll be talking about the spirit and how that helps you in your journey. See ya.